Good evening, everybody. I got some weird messages on the screen there. It didn't look to me like I was live, but how's everybody doing tonight? I want to tag somebody here. Hopefully I can do that. And all right, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, yeah. So I have some really cool things to show you tonight. First of all, I want to show you. I can't do that apparently. I want to show you the cards that we're going to be making next weekend. And if you haven't signed up, you still can, because I haven't got the packets ready to go. So I still can throw a couple of more in there if you are interested in doing the card class next weekend. So if you're watching this replay, then this card class takes place on July 10th and 11th. You can come to my house. You don't have to be, you don't have to do it remotely if you don't want to. And since I don't see anybody on here with me yet, I think I'll go ahead and try to share this out. There we go. So if you are here in Southern California with us, oh, hi. I see Sherry and Paula. Thank you for joining me. And let me share this out. Here we go. All right. I actually was able to share my video. All right, so let's see, where was I? Oh, what we're making next week. So this is a card with a little window. And look how this background is stamped, but not stamped here. So that's going to be a fun little trick. I'm going to be able to teach you how to do this really cool watercolor background, how to get those like bubbly looks. So don't feel like, oh, I don't know anybody in Hawaii. Well, you don't have to send this to anybody in Hawaii. You can send this to anybody who loves Hawaii, or just anybody you want to say hello to, right? I have this nifty card, this twisted easel card that looks maybe a little Christmassy, but doesn't have to be. And then this one, which is, kind of like a patchwork, but with crazy quilt. It reminds me of crazy quilts. And then this gorgeous one that I had put on Facebook, but I changed it up just a little bit and dressed it up even a little more. So those are the cards that we're making next weekend. And I hope that if your intention is to join me, that you do that. Hi, Gwen. So glad that you're here with me. So I have over here to this, I'm not seeing everybody's comments here in front of me. I'm hoping that I will. So, all right, here's what we're doing tonight. And we are going to get crafty. I am going to show you several cards made with the Blossoms and Blooms and the many layered Blossoms die. So this is a bundle that you can get. It has great sentiments that are rather plain, which is kind of nice. I'm going to show you how that is nice, makes that kind of nice and easy to just throw a greeting on your cards. So what I'm going to do is kind of a hack on creating your own ink pads. So most people, when you see them do this, they'll do this with baby wipes. I've got a big long hair stuck to my stamp set over here. Oh, it's all the way under there. Good. So, I'm going to use felt. So what I did was I stamped, and I did this earlier because I wanted to make sure that this was going to work. I stamped the felt. This is just a piece of felt that you can get from the fabric store, and it's folded over twice. And then I stamped with this stamp with stays on. So the stays on. Hi, Linda. So glad you could join me. And so where was I? oh, stays on ink so that it wouldn't bleed when I put the reinkers on there. And so the colors that I am using tonight are Magenta Madness. So I needed a Magenta Madness reinker, and oops, that's not Magenta Madness, that's Melon Mambo. So here's Magenta Madness, and I need the Calypso Coral, and I used the Mango Melody and Bermuda Bay. I have my lovely assistant with me here again tonight. So she's handing me the reinkers that I'm using and the gorgeous grape. Okay. So I want to show you the my first stamp. So this was the first one I did. Actually, yeah, this first one. And so here's the second one after I re-inked it. So it looks like I still have some areas to re-ink. And so I'm just going to keep this nearby. Actually, the colors are this direction. So keeping this nearby. Hi, Pamela. Thank you, Pam, for sharing. Yeah, anybody who would share this out, I would love that if you would do that for me. And of course, give me a thumbs up. Any comments or questions that you have as I go, please shout them out. But I can see that this right in here is a little dotty still. So I need a little more ink on my felt right there. So I'm just going back in with the colors where I see that kind of not quite filled in. Now this is pretty juicy. I'm not going to get the distinctive image that I normally get with this particular stamp, but I will show you what it looks like when I'm not using this homemade ink pad. So doing a homemade ink pad like this allows you to get a lot of different colors, which is harder to do when you are stamping or adding your color with inks. Get that right there, that little space where they join together, and maybe come back in there with the Magenta Madness. Thank you, Linda, for sharing. I appreciate that. Okay, so this is just one of our wood boxes, and they're empty and they're great for storage. I like to keep my, see, I need some paper. I like to keep my rhinestones. I like to keep my cut up paper in them. I use them for a lot of things. So I'm going to use, I think I'll go ahead and use the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This is a photopolymer stamp set, so I will grab some foam to stamp on. And now let's ink it up. There we go. And I'm going to lift and press down. I have found that when I do these felt ink pads, that is the best way. So that's a lot of ink. So like I said, you're not going to get that distinctive stamped image. So I'm going to just throw this down here as kind of a guide to make sure that I get this fairly centered. So normally I would do this with the Stamparatus, and I will show you that later, how I line all this up using the Stamparatus, and it makes it really easy to use the stamp and the 2 layers together when you use your Stamparatus. Okay. Cool. So I still have those like dotted spots, but that's okay. That when this card is completely done, it's going to be really pretty. So I am not going to waste the ink that is on here. So I still have quite a bit of ink on there, and I could re-ink it, but I'm going to go ahead and grab a piece of watercolor paper now, and I'll be spritzing my ink. I think I have a piece ready to go here. There we go. I'm going to spritz my stamp with water to reactivate that ink because I had so much ink on there. So, oh, I have just a little bit of water left in here. I want to get my paper out of the way because this will splatter. Okay. Oops, that was alcohol. I wonder if this will work now. I'm terrible about labeling my spritzers. Yes, a blender pen would probably help with that as well. Okay, so I like that. So what was in here was shimmer paint and alcohol, and I got shimmer paint on there, and I actually really like it. Can you guys see that? Oh, I think that looks really cool. A happy accident. Woo, I love that. All right, so I'm going to set that aside for later. And this needs, because I got shimmer paint on here, I need to clean this off right away. So let me spritz over here off camera and get that cleaned up. Yeah, you know what, Linda? I think that's a great idea. As a matter of fact, why don't we just grab a blender pen and stamp this again and blend it in a little bit before we stamp it? So, love your idea. Let me grab another piece of paper. See, we're crafting together. Yay! Look at that. It looks so cool. All right, so let's get that ink pad in here again. I've got my blender pen ready. And let's see what happens. Seems to be right in the middle that it's not picking up the ink as well. Oh, that's got a lot of ink on it. Let's try it anyway, Linda. Now when I'm ready to go into the next color, I'll just bring my blender pen over and rub it off. There's a lot of ink on here, so this might be kind of troublesome as far as getting the ink off of my, whew, I've never seen my blender pen get that full. It's starting to clear. Okay, I think that I will save that for another time just because it's going to take me forever to clean off my blender pen. But we will see the effect that it has when I stamp this one. Let me just give that a huff since it's been sitting there a little bit. And then maybe if I just don't press it into my felt quite as much. There, yeah, that does make a difference. I think that's a great idea. Or just have 3 or 4 blender pens handy and clean them later, right? Okay, so love that. Aren't those fun? All right, so how are we going to finish it? I want to trim these a little bit, and I want to mount them on with some white and black, because I think that the white and black together really makes the colors, those rainbow colors, pop. So I rarely do anything with, oh no, Linda, I think let it sit on your paper longer. Yeah, that probably would work as well too. All right, so, but this works. I like the way it looks and I'm ready to move forward. So I want to use this outline that I cut earlier and see how nicely that lines up. Let me see this one. Yeah, that looks really pretty. Okay, so which one do I want? Which one do I want? I think I'll use this one. All right, so I'm going to trim this down a little bit and get some black paper and a white card base and then put this all together. So I want to trim this down. Let's see, which side is this going to hang most off on? Then I will cut. I know which side I can cut. Okay. So it seems to be hanging over quite a bit here and up here, both sides, all four sides is hanging over. I got that really centered well. So I'm going to have to take off 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Thanks, Linda. I think so too. How's that watercolor one looking? Is it as it's drying? Looks very soft, doesn't it? Here's that again. Isn't that pretty? And then last one. I shouldn't stop what I'm doing when I'm trying to cut all four sides. All right. Okay, I think I got it. And this one I want to cut to 4 by 5 1/4. Because my card base will be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So coming in here at 4. And then I think I have a white card base here ready to go already. Oh, sorry. I banged my light. There. And there. And there. And we will put a very simple little greeting on it. Now there's another layer for this set that I'm going to show you in a moment. So let's put that together. I've got my Stampin' Seal out tonight. This is the regular. I think I was using the Stampin' Seal Plus the other day when I was doing my bag. And that should show about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Looking good. And you know, that's really cute just like that. There are other stamps that go along with this, which maybe I'll show you on the next one. The leaves. So notice that I'm keeping it simple on this one, but on the next one we can add the leaves here and here and here and here because there's a stamp, and there are also these little flowers here, so we could bring in yet another color and add in those little flowers there. Okay, so I need my silicone mat, and I need to get the little tiny pieces out of here. Could you grab me a, take your pick tool, maybe in the scissors drawer? If not, there should be some sort of pokey something or other tool there. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's nice having her in here with me when I do a live. I was having trouble getting my computer to come on before my live, so I didn't get as much prep work as I had planned. So I have all of these little pokies. So while I'm poking these out, why don't you guys tell me what you guys have been working on, or what the weather's like, or anything exciting that's happening in your lives. So to get this for these to come out easily, I did crank it through like 3 or 4 times, and I used a shim. So I have this little plastic piece that I put on top of die cuts that give me fits. And when there are lots of little tiny things to come out, it can give you fits. So crank it through 3 or 4 times, and then if you're still not getting a good cut, then add like a sheet of paper. All right, use a little. It is hot, Carmen. Oh, I agree. I was floating in the pool, in the water, on my floaty, and I still was like burning up. I did it anyway because I was a little low on my vitamin D. So I needed some sunshine. So I don't need glue everywhere, but I kind of need glue on the tips of everything. And if anything hangs off funny, I can just snip it off. See why I use my silicone mat? 'Cause if I get glue out all over, it just rubs right off or rinses right off of this silicone mat. I love it. Okay, let's see if I can get this lined up. Ta-da! Isn't that pretty? So these edges, there is a way to line this up on your card so that you don't have these sticking off, but I'm just gonna leave them. All right, so I don't think that this card needs a greeting on the front. I think it is perfectly acceptable, although I rarely do it, to send a card without a greeting on the front. But we don't need to mess it up, right? Linda, that's hilarious. Really? You've begged for it and no one has done it? Thank you, Carmen. Yay. I'm trying to think if it needs anything else. Does it need bling? Does it? I think it's good. Okay. So let's go ahead and stamp the inside. What I have on here is thinking of you, but I think I noticed that I was a little low on get well soon, so I think I'm going to add a get well soon greeting to this. And I think this would be a really pretty card to get if you weren't feeling well. And then there are a couple of little stamps in the set that I can add to the inside to dress this up. That is not at all straight. That's close. Okay. I need to test. So it's a little low on the right. Sweet. Okay. I'm going to use these two flowers. About like that. Bigger. I am also going to use my pad. So let's see if there's a way I can get these two flowers inked up using that pad. So notice I'm just kind of twisting, getting some ink on those, and then there. Oh, like it, like it, like it, like it. Okay, so these flowers have this sweet little leaf. So let me grab my little, and I'll go ahead and use the Bermuda Bay that's on here. There we go. Okay, and so I could do that same little flower arrangement on my envelope as well. So one down. Now I would like to show you how to get the stamp lined up. So I'm going to show you what card I made earlier, and I'm going to do something a little different than this one, but I want to show you how I got the image, the large flower image, lined up before I stamped it so that I knew that my die cut was going to fit in there. So I have another one of these backgrounds that I stamped earlier with this dry brush stamp. It was the first time I played with it, so I kind of tried it in several different colors. So I have Coastal Cabana and Highland Heather. So I'm going to let you guys choose which color I do, because I'm going to make the exact same card. It's just going to either be in Highland Heather or in Coastal Cabana while I clean up these stamps. So place your votes. What do you vote for, Gloria?
Coastal Cabana.
And this big one,
Nobody's voting.
nobody's voting. I don't see any votes for which color you want. Okay, neutral. Well, I'm pretty sure that if Sherry's still watching, she would vote for the purple, but she's not speaking up. And so the only person I heard was the person in the room, and she said Coastal Cabana, so Coastal Cabana it is. All right. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way, because I will be using my Stamparatus for this next step. I don't know if I'm using those little flowers again or that Get Well, but I will leave those here. All right. Thank you. So I got my Stamparatus over here, but first what I need to do is I need to die cut these. So actually I'm going to throw that one away because I don't want to, oops, not quite ready for that. I need to make some cuts. I'm getting quite a mess here again. I need to cut with the white and with this. So I think my other piece is in here. So see how I promised that it would. This piece is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I promised that if you get it turned the right way, then you know it will go on the front. Let me grab a piece of white out of my box of white. Scooch that over. There we go. All right. So get your plates lined up really well, because these dies are taking up a lot of space. And then I'm putting that little shim down there on top of the really detailed one. Oh, Coastal Highland Heather is the name of the purple. And Coastal Cabana is the name of that aqua. I need to do that another time or two. So I don't need the other one as many, just this end one. So that should do it, I am hoping. Okay. Would you, oh, no, it's right here. I just really like that. I think it turned out so pretty. I love that I made that accident with the alcohol ink and got those glittery splatters on there. All right. Sorry guys, this is kind of a long one tonight. Not a quick and easy card. Well, I shouldn't say not necessarily quick, because it's fairly easy. Just has, you know, some die cutting and some paper poking out. Okay, isn't that pretty? Love that. So we will use that on another card. We won't be using it on this card. Get rid of my trash. There we go. So my dies can go back in my die envelope over here. And let's see if we can brush these out. Brush more of them out than poke. Ooh, looks like they're coming out nicely.
Same time.
I did. They both fit on the platform at the same time, yeah. You have to be strategic and you can only put your paper one direction, but they did both go, which is nice because they are really nice layered up together. Well, Linda, I don't know if I'm going to finish the shimmery card. Maybe I will have to since you're sitting there waiting, right? Okay, I don't know if I will use that. So one of these days, I am going to get really brave and try to keep track of all of my pieces and then do like a little puzzle piece, piecing one of these together. But that will probably not be on camera unless I can do a speeded up version, because it'll probably be a crazy, tedious thing. Okay, done with these. All right, so let me concentrate on what it is that I need to do here. I am going to line this up on top of my card base that I will be stamping on. So I'm going to put like a little mock corner right here. I'm going to line up that there and that there so that this fits into the corner here like that. And then I need an extra magnet to put down over there. Do I have an extra magnet? Yes, I do. All right, so this is going to fit right there. Now I cleaned off my stamp, so it's ready to line up in there as well, and it will actually help me to put this back in here and then line my stamp up on top of, see where are the three? There are the three and here are the two. So I will just line this up on top of the three flowers that are there. Now the nice thing about putting that this bone piece on top is it will take care of some of my imperfections. Okay, so my card is in place. My stamp is lined up on top of the larger cutout. And so I will close this up. I think I've got everything fairly well lined up. Close this up, lift it up, and remove all the paper, except for the card. And now come in with my Coastal Cabana. It's right over there. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And ink up my stamp with Coastal Cabana. So I'm pouncing pretty lightly on here because this is such a large stamp. It's easy to get the lines of the edge of your ink pad. So trying to not get lines on there. Oops, let's make sure that we are lined up here. I hope that's it. There, now I got that nice distinctive ink on there. So my stamp was not quite clean, so I got a little extra color there. Actually, it looks kind of cool. All right, let me just set this aside, clean it later. And I don't need this right now, so before we stick something in it. Yes, you're right, it isn't a perfect stamp, but it comes pretty close when you're lining that stuff up. Okay, so this is just going to have to go on there because this is the exact same size as the card front. So right there, it's not quite lined up, but then when I come in here with this, oops, have I got this on here the wrong way? Nope, I don't think so. No. When I come in here with this, it kind of covers that little mess up there. All right, so let's go ahead and get this piece down. Oh, Carmen, it is not too late. I will send you a PayPal invoice and you just need to let me know if you want to pick it up or if you would like for me to mail it to you. That's all you need to do. At the beginning of the video, I don't know if you were here at the beginning, but at the beginning of the video, I showed all the cards. I don't normally do that, but I showed them all. Okay, so I'm not bothering with my flowers. I just need this paper to go on here on my card. And if I have a little hangover, I can come in with my hangover. I can come in with my scissors and remove that. So that right there looks a little weird, but it's going to change soon. You want to see what it looks like with this if I put this back in here? So see what it looks like with the stamp under there? And then this on top. I don't like that as much as I like this. So let's go ahead and get the glue down. My silicone. Well, hang in there, Carmen, and I will show them to you at the end if you want to see them, or do you like the big? Thanks, Linda. That's always encouraging when people don't really see my mess ups. Yeah, Carmen, if you want to see him, I'll show him to you at the end. And I'm missing my white paper quite a bit. Slow down. Get the glue on the paper. Kelly, there we go. Okay, that's better. All right, so if you guys have found anything in this video useful, I would love your thumbs up. That's really encouraging to me. Also, if you share out the video, thank you for those who have already done so. I really appreciate it. If you're watching this on YouTube, because I will be loading this up on YouTube later, please make sure that you've subscribed to my channel. And a thumbs up there as well. Look at that one little rogue, kind of bluish flower. We don't know why he's blue. Okay. I like it. I like it. So this one, I'm actually going to put a greeting on the front because I think this looks to me a little bit more like just kind of a background. So I think that we could easily stamp a greeting on just a strip of paper. I think I'm going to see if I have some strips laying here that would work. It looks like I do. About 1 inch looks nice to me. And I think I would like to use that Thinking of You again, if you don't mind, because Thinking of You cards are, I know they're really generic, but it just makes it easy to pick a card up out of your stash that says Thinking of You. So if it's a sympathy card, or if it's a birthday card, or you just want to say hello, or even a get well card. And who doesn't love to know that somebody's thinking of them, right? Oh, in the shadow of the bouquet? Yeah, he's in the shadow. He's a shadow flower. So there, and I'm just going to do a little snip like that. I could do a flag, but I just like a simple little snip. And then dimensionals, I think, are in order here. So keeping the greeting really simple and letting the beauty of the stamps and the die cuts just take over. It's nice to just let them take over. And keep your greetings simple sometimes. So I want to come about 1/3 of the way up. And there we go. So inside here, I can bring back my Stamparatus. I haven't cleaned off my stamp yet, so I could add a little same flowers on the inside. Let's see how that's going to go. About like that. Let's do that. So let me re-ink with my Coastal Cabana if I can find it. Oh, it's right under here. Thanks, Linda. Okay. Get that all inked up. And now I have the inside of my card decorated too. So pretty. Love it. So here's the other one that was done in Calypso Coral. So we've got Coastal Cabana and Calypso Coral. And here is the one that I used the other piece for in the Coastal Cabana, but underneath here, so I used the same method for lining this up. I stamped in petal pink, and so then I put the card on petal pink, and then I used the little dots for the center of the flowers and added a couple of smaller flowers down here. So that's how I use that other piece. So I'll do the same thing then with my piece of Coastal Cabana. Okay, so I have one more to show you, and that will be this rainbow glimmer paper. So if you watched my last live, you saw that I was announcing a product-based class, which is going to take place in August, and the sign-up date for that will be July 15th. If you are a demonstrator and you want to take that class, there will be a just a fee for getting the PDFs and videos for the class. So that, stay tuned for that. I didn't use my black bones, did I? Or do I need to make new black bones? I didn't use them, did I? Oh, I did use my black bones. Okay, so I want black bones for this rainbow glimmer paper. Actually, that's really pretty just like that. And if you want to do something really quick and easy, honestly, I think that would totally work. So this is that rainbow glimmer paper. Oh, so pretty. And then let's stamp another greeting. I have some paper right here. And let's skip the black. Although the black bones did look really good on there, I think you can easily skip them. The person that you send this to isn't going to know, right? That you had black bones in there. I think this should be a birthday card. That's what I was pausing and thinking about. I like you a lot is also cute. Happy birthday. And I think for my happy birthday sentiment, I will grab a smaller piece of paper and not use that. And this one I might want to go all the way across. Yeah, I think I'll go all the way across. Cute. And let's get out those amazing sequins. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think we need the bones? The skeleton? I keep saying bones, but I should say skeleton. I like that. I think it needs another layer of color under the happy birthday. And then I was thinking I would do some sequins on the white strip as well. You think it's enough? Right. Lots of birthday cards. So I think maybe just a dot and a dot, maybe a small one. And a small one. And that looks sweet. Okay, I'm not going to put more paper on it. I'm going to be done. Let's grab the silicone and put this together. And then I will show you all of the cards that we made with this set tonight. So are you feeling like this is something that you need to have? Because I think that they make stunning cards. And like this one, wow, this one was easy, wasn't it? Yay! I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't convince you of how you need these things. But trust me, I know how you feel. Oh, sounds like Jackson might be visiting us soon. Hi, Jackson. I'm doing a live. And there we go. Oh, I love that paper. Oh my goodness, I love that paper. All right, this one I'm just gonna glue down. I'm gonna grab my Stamp and Seal Plus gluing paper onto glitter paper. And tuck those stray guys under. And right across there. I like it. I like it. This would be a great card to do for a class, I think. All right, let's turn that over and snip and snip. And there we go. Of course, we should probably do a little bit of stamping on the inside, but I'm gonna get my sequins cleaned up here. Jackson always likes to come in at least once and show his hand or his face. It's really funny when he comes around the corner and realizes that I have the camera up, and then he's on camera. He's like, ah, no. All right, let's take a look at all of the pretties that we made tonight. Thanks, you guys, for being here, for cheering me on and hanging out with me to do some crafting. I appreciate it. Thanks, Carmen. Okay, so where is my black and
here?
Wait, oh, there it is. Okay, so here's the first one we made with our own ink pad. So we made our own ink pad and then did a couple layers. Notice that the layers, I really like the layers. So yeah. All right. Then we made this one. And these were ones that I had made earlier. And then here's another one that I did plain. So this is Calypso Coral and Petal Pink with then the white skeleton on top, but I spritzed the Calypso Coral base under there with the shimmer paint and alcohol mix, and then we did the rainbow glimmer paper, and then here is that watercolor that I need to play with and come up with a card for that. That's really pretty. Okay. So this is again called the Blossoms in Bloom stamp set and the many layered, I think it's many layered something or other, dies. And all of those will be linked. You're welcome, Linda. Always lovely to have you. If you are interested in purchasing any of these products, the links will be on YouTube and then also on my blog post when I get around to doing that. So again, thanks for joining me and happy stamping and crafting to you all. Bye.
So was that Linda Hicks?
No, she's a lady in California.
Was it Gwen in Colorado?
Gwen was on. I don't know if she stayed on. She never said anything. It's just that I saw her name pop up over here.